of social media. But today we are going to emphasize on two, just two: immorality and deception. You're going to agree with me that when we look at social media, it's either immorality is going on or deception. So every other thing falls under immorality and deception. I saw a caption and I want to read it out for us to listen. It says, "In this age and time, the window on which King David will see Bathsheba's nakedness in social media." Let me come again. In this age and time, the window on which King David will see Bathsheba's nakedness is social media. Put a boundary on what you watch or who you engage in doing. We all know the story of Bathsheba and David. I'm not going into that. What did David do? He cited Bathsheba taking her bath and then sent for Bathsheba to come. If it were these days, you don't need to stress yourself. There are so many naked people on the streets. When you open social media, when you open Facebook, you see it there. Ladies no longer have shame. Free of charge, everything is just there. So what this place is telling us is that when I saw the write-up, I actually wrote it out. I said, yes. You don't need to peep. See, maybe during David's time, maybe he just cited and was really enjoying what he was seeing. But these days, you don't need to. Just open social media free of charge on the streets. Ladies, and what is even paining me more? You see women, no shame again. Gone are the days, some women and some women. I want to ask us this question, and I want us to be sincere. Is there any difference between our children and children of the world? There should be, some extent. What about mothers? Any difference between mothers and mothers in the world? Any difference? Okay, there should be. Okay, there should be. But are we really practicing what the scripture says? I want somebody to read Matthew chapter 5, verse 13. Matthew chapter 5, verse 13.
Matthew 5:13 says, "You are the salt of the earth, but if salt has lost its taste, how shall its saltness be restored? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trodden underfoot by men."
You are the salt of the earth. What does salt do? Salt helps to preserve something, right? So that it doesn't go bad. When your fish is going bad and you sprinkle salt on it, what happens? You are preserving it. But you know what is happening these days? Children, youth, some mothers, they are no longer salt of the earth. We are becoming sugar. You know what sugar does? It makes something very sweet. Such that there's no difference again. That was why I asked that question. Like, is there difference between Christians these days and people of the world? Because when they invite us for occasions, we go there, see how they are dressed. There's no difference. You just see that there's no difference. But at that time, when Christ comes at that time, anywhere we find ourselves, when Christ, just ask yourself, when Christ is to come at that time, will I make it? Serious? Serious matter. I want us to ponder on this Matthew chapter 5 verse. We are salt. What does salt do? We are supposed to be different. We are supposed to help our society. But these days, coming from. Now, under immorality, we have illicit sex. Illicit means something that is forbidden by law, rule, or custom. Something that is forbidden. Now, under illicit, what is the nudity, right? I saw on Facebook day before yesterday. There's something trending now. Women will pack their breast up and then everywhere here will be showing. That is the trending style now, right? And then this lady said, men, come and suck my breast. That was what she said. So I now read people's comments. Somebody now says, is it that African women don't have value again? Is it that African women, they don't have value again? Because we are losing it. We are losing it. There's no difference. When a mother is supposed to leave what a daughter is supposed to wear, and then we are now struggling, you see what probably my daughter is supposed to be wearing, exposing her body, for instance, and then that is what a mother, these days I don't even know what women want. Thank God. Because I want to talk less about the men, because men, do they really expose themselves like that? It's women. It's women that expose themselves. Now, let us read Romans chapter 12, verse 1. Romans 12, 1.
Romans 12:1 says, I appeal to you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God, which is your spiritual worship.
Thank you very much. Did the Bible say we should present our bodies holy and acceptable unto men? But these days, we are presenting our bodies holy and acceptable unto men, so that when we dress, they'll tell us, you look so hot. Maybe we are looking hot for the devil. I don't know. But anything you do in this life, I'm not saying we should not dress to look hot. There are times too, maybe I'll dress. I don't know the definition of hotness here. But before you leave before you wear something, ask yourself, how does God look at me? But these days we are not dressing for God to look at us. The Bible says, I beseech you, brethren, by the mercies of God, present your body. If this body does not belong to me and it belongs to God, will I do anyhow? Will I live anyhow? Will I go and be committing adultery, sleeping with men? May God have mercy. May God's mercies be on us. Another thing is homosexuality. Genesis chapter 19, verse 12. Genesis chapter 19, verse 19, verse 5.
Genesis 19:5 says, and they called to Lot, where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us that we may know them.
In a nutshell, when we all remember Lot, when God was destroying the world, how many people were saved then? Who can tell me? During Lot's time, when Abraham was interceding for his nephew, how many people were saved then? 4. Then when they were leaving, what happened to Lot? Lot's wife, she became a pillar of salt. But what was the sin then that made God destroy that world? Homosexual. Do we find it these days? Everywhere. Everywhere. Youth. Everywhere. Our children, what are they watching? What are our children watching? At times, our children will enter the room, they will close the door. Our children are very smart. My daughter is 5 years old. And then we are trying to let her sleep in her room, but she has a way of running back to our room. So we decided to close our door, because we wanted her to just get used to either staying in your room or staying with your brother. You know what my daughter did? This small 5-year-old girl, we have internet, so she wasn't sleeping. Entered the room, used duvet, cover herself, and was watching. Around 11 o'clock. Around 11. So I just woke, we're not sleeping. So I have this habit of going to check on them, which most parents here do. You check on your children. And then when I got there, I just called my husband and said, come on. Only for me to open duvet. My daughter was sweating and watching inside. Sweating and watching. Now, it's not that she was watching something bad. But why now? Who gave her that to go and that is to tell you that what she was doing was wrong. When I called my husband spanked this girl that night. In fact, I even felt the beating for her. I think since that day she will never go there. At times our children enter their room, they close the door. Let us stop them. Because of emergency at times. For those of us who have let's say is it grown-up girls and boys. Sister Mo, sorry, let me ask you. Do you once in a while take your daughter's phone and just go through it? You do. Okay, don't do that. Any reason? Okay. Any other person can check daughter's phone and know that your child is of age. You check your do you know why I asked this question? There's what we call online boyfriend now. Online boyfriend is trending. Seriously. My friend last month was telling me about her niece living with her. She said it's just 20 years. She said all of a sudden, this girl, when you give her food, she just take just a little. You know? So she said the girl's phone spoiled and then happened to handle niece's phone. Only for her to see that one boy somewhere that doesn't even know the girl was busy deceiving her niece, telling the girl how to dress, snap bomb shots, and this show belay that they do, you show your navel and all of that. And then the girl said, I want to dress like this. Their response, she was responding to the guy. I want to dress like this, but my auntie will not allow me. Which means she likes that kind of lifestyle. Now, is that same trust that probably she may have for her niece? Said, I'm not sure my niece will do this. But look, under your nose, something is happening that you know. But God forbid, our children are Christian. I believe that they will. That if any online boyfriend comes to deceive them, they are going to air out their views and they will share it to mothers as the case is. But online boyfriend is seriously deceiving and killing people out there. Another thing is sleeping with animals. You've not heard? Yes. In fact, there was one I heard that lucky women now they are sleeping with dogs. What do we want? At times we forget our identity. We forget that we are Christians here. Sleeping with animals. Sleeping with dogs. Leviticus chapter 18, verse 23 to 28. So that we are going to know that all these things, they are in the scriptures. For us not to do. Leviticus chapter 18.
Leviticus 18:23 to 28 says, And you shall not lie with any beast and defile yourself with it.
You will not lie with any beast. What is a dog? Is dog human being? But why is it that, the devil has really come into, in fact, the devil is just, God forbid, the devil cannot rule the world. God remains God. But the things happening these days is becoming scary. I saw how one lady was busy kissing a dog. That was yesterday when I was doing research on this topic. Oh, was busy kissing the dog I'm like, what nonsense is this one? What is happening? And our children are exposed to it. They will enter their rooms, they will close their door, because they want privacy, right? Some of them are watching. Why are they watching? Of what value to our spiritual life? Some things may not be necessarily wrong, but ask yourself, why? It may not be wrong, but please let us not spend our time, our precious time, on in watching all these things that will not add value to our life. Sanity is real. Let us not do it. Because what happens is this: when our children under age, when they watch this thing, what they want to do is to practicalize it. I remember when I was a child, we went to the village for the first time. I think I was about 10, 11, or I can't remember. When I went, for the first time in my life, I saw one woman smoking. You know what I'll do? I'll go and take stick, put it on the fire and be doing like this. I'll go and hide and be doing it. Why? Because I don't know why I was doing it, but I'll go and hide and be doing this thing. So when our children watch all these kind of things, sleeping with animals, they will think it is the right thing. That is why mothers, please, keep an eye on what they are doing. They enter their rooms, they close their door. Please be very nosy. If they say, Mommy, you're disturbing us too much. Yes, I am your mom, I will disturb you. Who else will disturb you? Nobody. Don't give them that space. They're in their room. Yes, I'm not saying you should not give them space in the sense that you don't give them privacy. Of course, we all. But then, not they are watching once in a while, just sleeping and go and see what is happening. My friend in Jos was telling me during online class, her SS2, her daughter was in SS2 then. They were having classes online. You know what this girl was doing? The daughter first of all locked her door. So when she knocked, the girl opened the door, and then she scolded her not to close the door again. So she went and was trying to see what was going on. Her daughter was trying to hide the chat. She just removed her daughter's hand. The daughter was busy chatting with another person. They were insulting themselves. But what was that? Classes, the teacher was busy teaching, right? And look at what. Now you cannot stop a young guy from coming to maybe tell somebody like this one that you look good, you do this. It is normal. But please, you just have to take your stand. Your parents have paid heavily for you to go and learn. All these things are distraction. Please. And for those of us who have boys, you also have to teach them. You also have to let them know that some of these things, they are just distraction. Remember, I said then, no social media. What was I doing? I'll use stick to be doing like this. Then imagine what is happening. These are our children, they are very smart. Smarter than us. Smarter than us. And then we have transgressors. Transgressors, these are people who, popularly, we know Bobrisky, right? We know James Brown. God say, I've made you a man. Oh. You say, no, the one that I want is a woman. And then something that irritates me most, you see, when Bobrisky, somebody say, one thing I like about Bobrisky, I just like Bobrisky's skin. Which skin do you like? Skin that all of us know that Bobrisky has gone to do all the nonsense. What are you liking? Mothers, what are we liking? Oh, what are we liking? Let us like something. Listen, let me tell you one thing I love about Muslims. When a Muslim lady walks into this place, you will know that she's a Muslim. Why? Because of how she has veiled herself. I'm not saying we must veil ourselves, but then there should be some sense of decency in us. There should be some sense of decency in us. That does not. I hear some women saying, "Hey, I want to dress well so that my husband will not go out." I wish you the best. If you think it's by dressing well, by 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 exposing yourself that will make your husband not to go out, you have not started. You have not started. Because I was watching a program on TVC. This lady, four of them. I don't know, some thank you. Then maybe some of us may have watched when one actress came and was saying that it's okay That is very that okay. That young ladies, number one, she call herself that she's a relationship therapist. Now we have people who say they are relationship therapists. So Christian women, I think it's high time for us to show ourselves that we too we are relationship therapists too, right? Because people of the world now, what are they doing? They are teaching our children nonsense. You know what that lady said? Their young people are they are chatting me, asking me that that they married a guy, the guy is impotent, the guy cannot perform. So I tell them that sample men before you marry them. That's what God said we should do. We should sample different men. Now imagine that a child who is growing up and does not have the supervision of her mother or father. What do you think these children will do? They'll also send that relationship therapist chat. What do you want me to do? Some of us, we get advice not from ourselves. We go out to go and get advice. Not even from the scriptures. But let us remember, when God wants to destroy, God is not a respecter of persons. Anywhere we find ourselves in this life, just always tell yourself that you are a child of God. Remember one building that collapsed last year or so in VI? Is it Ikoyi? The people that the building fell on, did they plan it? Did they know that it will happen? When we go out every day, just know that the mercies of God takes us out and bring us back. Don't think it's by your power. Don't think it's because we are too beautiful, we are too intelligent, we know how to drive. No, it's just the mercies of God that is keeping us in. And Christians, we have to be intentional about the things. We just have to be serious. Some of us, we think God is just something we'll do anyhow. Go back to the scriptures. When God wanted to destroy, He destroyed. He destroyed. Is it Genesis? What happened? We saw Noah. What happened? They were all destroyed. Sodom and Gomorrah. What happened? They were destroyed. We have talked about, okay. So, we are going to move to deception. We are going to, now we've looked at immorality. How immorality affects our youth. It affects our youth. It's not only affecting our youth, it affects mothers as well. Now, deception. Deception. For those of you just coming, I started by saying that there are different, so many effects of social media. There are so many, but I am emphasizing on just two: immorality and deception. So I just finished explaining immorality because we know that when it comes to social media, what is trending now? Immorality everywhere. Immorality everywhere. Children having sex with themselves. Look at that girl in which school? Chrisland. Was it last year or this year? I can't remember now. What happened? Some people say the girl is not 10, some say the girl is 10, some say the girl. Whether 10 or not, let us leave the age aside. You saw the girl's picture. Or people who saw it. Very small girl, maybe like the light, thereabout. The light should be bigger than this. You can see what that girl, for people who saw the video, is something that we should give to ourselves. No mother here will be happy. No grandmother will be happy to see your child involved in that kind of thing. How did the girl start? It didn't just start one day. Because for people who saw that video, they say this girl has been doing this thing since. She has been doing it. She has been practicing it for a long time. Now we are going to look at deception. Reality not truly reflected. That's one. Reality not truly reflected. Lies everywhere. I don't know the thing that is doing us these days, mothers, bomb and breast. That is the thing. Mothers will they'll go and add artificial bonbon, add artificial breast. The thing is killing people. It's killing some people. You see somebody, the waist will be thin. They don't want to put one big thing like this. Hey, women now. I don't know. I don't know what is. I don't know. They'll go and put it, and then they'll put the front one. To who are you? Who do you want to fight? Is it the men? The men are becoming fed up. I think it's women like us that they are fighting. Because men are becoming fed up. When men are using their brain to think of school fees, to think of how to take care of their children, be there doing bonbon. Continue doing bonbon. On the last, see, God made people different. Some people are tall, some are short, some have the big bonbon, some have small ones, some have small busts like this, some have very big ones. To the glory of God. Why are you going to add all these things are just deception? Where will you take these things to the last day? Even if you will live till 100 years, when this body enters the grave, what even if the body will not enter the grave, what if Christ comes? What are we going to get? That is why we should be different. We should be Christians anywhere we find ourselves. Please, just be different. In your offices, in our neighborhood, let us be different. We should not join them to do the things they are doing. Another thing again is, how do people make their money? You are there killing yourself over somebody that has gone to kill how many people ritually to make money. Then snap one house and put on Facebook. You see it and you want to kill yourself. The Bible says, godliness and contentment is a great thing. You have, glory be to God. God has given you. Have you seen anybody? I was watching Queen Elizabeth. I was watching all the things happening in their programs and all of that. With that woman's wealth, what did they bury? 96 and 97 years. Right at 97. They'll just count 6 feet. 6 feet. They bury her with all the things she has. What? The soul. Where is the soul going? How will God? What will we tell God when we do? Are we going to tell God that, oh, I have big bum bum? And you know the interesting thing is that when the devil wants to deceive, he deceives very well. Now let's read Philippians chapter 2 verse 3.
Philippians 2:3 says, do nothing from selfishness or conceit, but in humility count others better than yourself.
If I count somebody better, if I know that in life, naturally somebody is better than me, why, what will make me to go and kill myself to go and make artificial bubble? Why will I go and? If I know that naturally somebody will be better than me, why will I go and add artificial bubble? God has created me. Some people are tall, some are short, some are fat, some are slim. So if God has placed all of us in a way that will suit us as Christians. So please, let us encourage our. I was taking a teenager, I think they want to higher secondary, and I was asking them some of their challenges. And then Cotton made a statement that there are times in school where they tell her that is holy, because she has decided to stand out. You know, that's the name they'll give you. When you want to stand out and you don't want to do what they're doing, they call you names. But I think it's fine. You should go ahead and call me. How people make money, we have a popular one, we have Yahoo, right? Do not sleep in the night. To be pressing phone. We have very young people, 14, 15, 20. You see a very young person at the age of 20 already has one house that even your own father got it at the age of 50. But that one has gone to do so many things, do evil things to have God, to please you. It is better we go to heaven with our sweet than not go to hell everything. That at the end of the day, just remember, anywhere you find yourself, anywhere you are, anywhere I go to, am I representing Christ? We went for, they invited us for one. We all know what is happening in Pillar. See Pillar. Park your car that is here, you don't see. I don't know you. What are they doing? Every day they kill people. You see either they are killing to remove people's private parts, sensitive organs, to go and make money. Money, 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 money. Ah, God. When I heard what was coming out of married women's mouth, my God is heaven. Things are happening in this. If you are a child of God and you don't really have friends, in fact, you have saved yourself 95% the trouble of this world. I'm telling you the truth. Friends who are not Christians, they will lure you to do things that you ought not. They said we should. My husband and I went because then our former neighbor there invited us to Diamond Estate. When we went, they said, okay, women should sit there and then men should sit. So I sat with those women, young mothers, not very young people. And then they first of all brought beer. They were drinking. Okay, I didn't say anything. And then the next thing, somebody said, because then I was using Android phone. And then the phone was inside my bag. And then somebody said, one of the women, married women, one of them said, who uses this Android phone these days? Nobody, that it must be iPhone. Please raise your iPhone and flaunt it. How many people? I'm like, what is happening here? So, Android phone. So, sorry, iPhone is a criterion now to do what? To make eternity, right? So, people who cannot afford Android phone, you are telling them to go and sleep with men because that is what is trending. Married women these days who are not Christians, I give them hand. Most of them don't stay at home. That is why I say, for people who do not have friends, if your friends are just Christians, this Christian, you come to church, 95% of your problem is just because when you go out there, the challenges, the temptation, just maintain your lane. You must not be high class women. Is it competition? Go to schools, is it competition amongst women? If you're working hard to make your money, fine. But please, don't go and spite somebody who is selling her gari and you too, the one selling gari. Maintain your lane now. I mean, not be so. No, let's be realistic. You go to school, you see children. Children are very funny because during birthdays, what happens? Please, let us learn to be contented with God. And then we have sleepless nights. Some of these things lead to sleepless nights. From sleepless night, it leads to what? Depression. Envy can cause depression. Envy. When you envy, and envy, you will not be happy. Even when you have, you'll not be happy. It's the one that sister has that you want to do. You don't know what is happening with our youth. Girls, look at them on the street, everywhere, where they expose themselves. For those of you who came here, I gave an example of a young girl that I saw on Facebook put her breast and say, men should come and suck. The men come and suck my breast. She was showing it. No shame. No shame. At times you see a woman, oh God, when you are busy, you see, God has given us 24 hours, right? There are better things to use this time. There are better things to use this time for. Some people will dance, shake bum bum, put on a status update. And now, you pass some things now. There are some things that when young people do, you excuse them and say, okay, maybe they are young. Married woman like me, oh, I'll go and dance and be doing like this. I'll go and post on my status update. Is it edifying another person? What do I want them to learn? The viewers, what are they learning? And then it leads to what? Commit. They commit suicide. We have young people, we have very young people these days. They go and because they look for, they search, they are not getting the money they want. Some of them will go and commit. I watched over the news last week, on the news, sorry, last week, I heard one young boy who was arrested. His age, he said 14 years. Yahoo. Okay, now, so he said, the boy said, my dad said I should go and make money, that he doesn't want to know how I'm going to make the money. I should just go and make money. And then when he wanted to make the money, you know what? The mother hands up and said, I am not part of what this boy is doing. Some of us, our children will bring something to us. And we know that for sure. I did not buy this thing for this child. Don't encourage it. That is how it starts. It didn't just start one day. Because it's difficult for a child that has never stolen to just go and pick something. But when you want to see some expert thieves, as they are talking to you, their leg is already stealing something. They are picking something, and before you know, they will use their leg. Ha! They've gone. It didn't just start. At the end of the day, you want to make it. At the end of the day, you want to make it. Look at how these people, Queen Elizabeth, do you know their, if you look at their history, you know, there's when you're decent, there's this thing it gives you, there's this feeling, you know, when you dress. Okay, now imagine that I'm the teacher of this class, and probably I decide to wear something like this, and then I'll be pulling it, I'll be struggling with it. You know, all those things, the discomfort it gives you. But when you dress and then you come out, you'll be happy with yourself, you know. I am, you know, I'm just okay and all of that. Youth, those who are in the they tell you to go for parties. When I was in the university, sorry, me, I didn't go for parties, don't mind me. I'm not saying parties is wrong, but it depends on what you want. But I didn't go. You get pressure. They'll tell you, let us go for this, let's go for that. Go. If you, I don't know the kind of parties you want to attend. But anywhere you find yourself, tell yourself this, anywhere, any gathering you find yourself, if Christ is to come at that time, will I make it? When Abraham was interceding for Sodom and Gomorrah, he said something. Abraham said, if you find 50 righteous, will you destroy them? God said, no. He took it to 45. They went to 40. They went to 20. They went to 10. And it ended there. He stopped there at that time. God find up to 10 in Sodom and Gomorrah. He didn't find up to 10. Even the fourth person didn't make it. She didn't exist. Only 3. We have to work out our salvation, fear, and trembling. Work out our salvation with fear and trembling. Don't be afraid of what people will say. Any good apple, they will talk about it, right? When you choose to be different, of course, people will talk. Let them talk. At the end of the day, who owns your life? You see this breath we are taking, once it leaves, that is the end of life for anybody. God forbid nobody wants to die now. I don't want to die now too. But then let us be careful. Let's not live anyhow. Some of us live as if you even tell somebody. Some people boast, some youth boast. I'm going to deal with this person as if they have tomorrow, as if they have the next minute in their hand. In conclusion, Satan is the restless enemy of God's people. He is always on the prowl, looking for whom to devour. Let's read 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. Okay, now I want you to take it gently so that we'll absorb it very well and know that this is what God is telling us to do. The Bible was not written by a man, it was written by God. Take it again. You should be sober. What does it mean to be sober? To be vigilant. Because who? Your adversary, the devil, is doing what? He's going around like a roaring lion, looking for you and I to devour. Thank you very much. He's looking for somebody to pinch. And most of the times, you go and pinch married women to go and disturb their husbands at home. And then you disturb your husband to go and provide what he cannot even provide. And then at the end of the day, trouble will come. Is it for the young girls? Maybe your mother is telling you to, no, there's a way. My children are very funny. I told them to cut their hair because I just like this small punk. Then I say, they'll go and cut the kind of their father's hairstyle. You see, their father's hairstyle is boring. I say, really? Your father's kind of hairstyle now is boring, right? So, now we are trying to live according to the time. When our children ask us very simple questions like, you see people now, they color their hair, right? I saw a 3-year-old boy colored hair. And then my son was asking me that, Mommy, why don't you allow us to color our hair? I said, why do you want to color your hair? You see your dad coloring it. Let's be open to questions that our children ask, right? Let's be open. We have to help them. The way we grew up is not what they are seeing these days. The pressure in the world. So please let us maintain our lane. Maintain your lane. If you are not Obasanjo's friend, don't worry now. Must you be Obasanjo's friend? If you are not the governor's wife's friend, must you be? But because of maybe opportunities, some people, yes, God has placed them in that level where they meet high people. Fine. But if you cannot meet, will you go and kill yourself? You will not kill yourself. We should know that the devil is running very well, looking for people, Christians, you and I, to deceive. Technology will bring new and exciting advancements. It has come to stay. It will not go. It has come to stay with us. We are not here to, the essence of this class is not for us to say social media go away. We are deceiving ourselves. It's not going anywhere. It is part of us. How are we using this social media to the glory of God? Yes, some people use it for their businesses, they post things, fine. We can encourage our children. They do homework from social media. So those are some of the good things that we get from social media. Remember, very wise. They are very wise. Some of them are wiser than us. We have to be very careful. They battle against the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. We must remain on the alert when we are online. For those of us who came late, when I started, I read the caption. I said, in this age and time, the window on which King David will see Bathsheba's nakedness is social media. In this age and time, the window on which King David will see Bathsheba's nakedness is social media. Put a boundary on what you watch or who you engage in DMs. Put a boundary. Some things are not wrong. They are not necessarily wrong. But is it adding value to my life? Ask yourself. Is it adding any value to your life? As you sit down, you are watching this thing, watching a dog kissing human being, kissing dog. Eh? Human being kissing a dog, and then children sleeping with. We've read all those passages. Read everything. Let us be very careful. Fear God and keep His commandments. There are more things to say, but time will not permit me. So I just want us to dwell on the little we've learned and pray that God will bless us. Keep in thy kingdom, keep it. Thank you, sister. Thank you, thank you, thank you. In one of when I was reminding us for this, I told you that she will deliver. That if she doesn't deliver, don't give it to me. So I think she lived up to that. She had me attached. No one made person they keep me enemy. So she actually delivered. Again, the topic was the effect of social media on youth and parents. For me, the last passage she read, First Peter 5, verse 8, he did everything that we should be sober, we should be well disciplined, we should shine our eye. That place should have been lighted. We should be vigilant, we should shine our eye. Gone were those days where you go like, I don't talk my own, no. Make it no be say I no talk. How my mama dey talk at that time? Eli, that time, Eli no talk. Now may go hold am. But me, I talk my own. It don't pass like that. You have to talk and do. You have to follow up. You don't need to sit down and believe that you've talked. There was this video I saw. I know a lot of us saw it. A little child, about 7 or 8, she was doing homework, and she had her phone. If her mother is coming, she will use one page and cover the phone. The mother will look at the book, his book. Sorry, when the mama sit down, he will turn the book again, they watch film. So children are smart. We cannot sit on the fence. We have to be vigilant. We have to be alert. We know that our children need social media. In fact, there was a survey that was carried out, and it was shown that they need it for companionship, they need it for a lot of things. But we also know that the effects are there. So we need to stand in that gap. I have some contribution, but I will want contribution from else. Is there anything? Is anybody adding anything? Contribution? Oh, moment.
Happy for this topic because it's very effective, especially in this time. It's really, really pathetic to think about the things that are happening out there, especially this period. I remember the encounter I had in my former place of work, being in management level. There was this child in primary 3 that was opportune to have the daddy's phone. Said the daddy changed phone and decided to give him the former phone to use. But the man didn't pay attention to remove most of the pornography and all that was in that phone. And this boy was given this phone, if I hear his name, was given this phone, and I don't know. Like you said, they are very, very smart. Very, very smart. They are wiser in most times. And this boy took the phone, put it in bag, and was watching pornography in the bus. Because the school bus that they do school bus run. It was because of the way other children were peeping and some were feeling, there was this bruise as it was going. That was when the bus chaperone saw that something was going on there. The way they were clustering within themselves, trying to look, while some were shaking. Because it's somehow to look. Eventually, when I got, they gave me the phone. I invited the parents. The mommy took like almost 1 week to come. I invited 2 of them, but because of the They were shy. They felt so, it was an embarrassment. Eventually, the daddy didn't come. It was the mom that came. And the woman quietly, in fact, after that time, they withdrew their children because they couldn't cope with that incident at all. This boy was busy watching woman to woman, man to, I saw I was like, oh, what? I couldn't see. I just shut it down. And I kept the phone until she came. What am I trying to say? Most times we expose these children to our phones. We say social media, they need social media, they need this, they need that. I believe that there should be age brackets for all this. I tell my children that my phone is my personal belongings. When we talk about personal belongings, you mention your own, then I'll mention my own. That's why you won't see them trying to play. It's even my husband that most times he will use that to distract them. Like they take. But remember that most times when your phone is browsing, there are pop-ups that usually come. So it's not like that if I would have just gone to go and look for, it may be, oh, they will just click on it and it will download inside the phone, and that's it. The child will start watching. Can you imagine? I told you, mom, you can imagine your child seeing someone else in your own level. That means your child has already seen your own nakedness. That is in his, and that that boy in particular is not good in academics. He is, in fact, he comes to school sleeping till 11, 12. We always tag him then. I always used to tell the teachers, please engage him during afternoon time. Because in the morning, no matter what, even if he's awake, he will not comply. He is not active. And we got to know that this boy doesn't go to bed on time. So maybe he takes so much time watching these things. And the mommy did not know. And being in that level, they feel that because you're rich, you can afford a phone. So you end up buying phones for your children. Or when you buy another one, you give them. We give them so much privilege that we did not have. There was a time Bro Ebong taught in this congregation. He mentioned something that the way we train our children these days, we train them as if we're guilty, as if our parents then were trying to, pamper them, give them all that we did not get. That was his illustration then. That sometimes we cage these children as if, oh, even maybe to go and get bread there, that you know that you, in your time, you even did more than that. But you will enter your car and go and get the bread for them. Meanwhile, it's something you could have exposed them to go and get it themselves. So I'm trying to contribute that we should watch what these children are engaged in. There's a video that was kind of viral about cartoon. It's a cartoon, no? But he was teaching the child, hey, I love you, I really miss you. And he's a girl, girls, I really missed you. I've always been wanting to, something that a boy should tell a girl. It's a girl telling, and then they kiss, and it's cartoon, no? Ordinarily, would you have said, don't watch cartoon in this house? No. But it is I don't even know. Will I put it as a question? How can we even curb this thing? Because tell me, in that cartoon aspect now, would you tell your child that you should not watch, or will you always be available to know the kind of, because especially when you're playing DSTV, they play not the one that you have watched, like Barney and other ones that you can play, it is good. But when the flash, changes, they change the hair. So the children are there watching, and you would have left, even if you put restriction in all other programs, channels, and you left those ones, Nickelodeon, thinking like Nickelodeon is good. Because the world out there, the way what they are portraying is different from what we are thinking of. And it's different from what we want to groom our children with. In. So it boils down to the fact that we have to, either you answer it as a question, we have to differentiate these things. And then, most importantly, create time for our children. Create time to answer their question, their curiosity. If not, they will go out there and they will get the answer. And when they get the answer, they will practice it. And by the time you see the result, you will feel bad. No parent would want the child to end up being like that Chrisland, no matter what. I'm sure people were saying the mother would portray the mother is this, is like that. I'm sure she must have felt bad. At that age of that child, she was exposed to it. She must have felt bad. even though she's that kind of mother. So I don't know, but God will continue to help us because it's not easy these days. We are busy. Mother is busy. Daddy is busy. Daddy alone cannot meet up. We too. I am working. Everyone is busy. At the end of the day, you come back at night. You go in the morning. You come back at night. Say, how are you? And they are growing. There are many unanswered questions in these children's life. Many unanswered questions, and that's because of the nature of this country. Is the nature. We must work to make ends meet. We must work to put them in school. And some schools don't care. All they do is business. All they do is business. They want the population to remain and continue to bring. I'm there. That's what most of them are after. They're not after creating programs that will help these girls. They are not after creating anything that will help them, their morality. And that's why we should encourage ourselves to continue to have programs like this. And when you see Sister Ebon came with my own, they are boys. I don't have.
So you,
But when you're coming, come with your girls. Let them learn. Because actually, if I'm to, yes, even the boys, but you know, it's women.
because it's a sisters program, I think that's why she.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. They should also be here. Because if I am to, you are talking about yourself, you did not engage in party and all that. I didn't. But most of the dressing I expose myself these days to because of Lagos and my husband, the kind of husband I married. Yes, all through my own, because somebody will say it's because you're born in Church of Christ. It's not supposed to, it's not a privilege to you. No. I just found myself because all programs, all those women, children, sisters program, we never missed it. We'll be there. And it will caution you to put that barrier. Like Ebon's daughter now. Holy, they will call her. But she's keeping herself. She could have as well gone the other way. No, they will even accept her and be happy with her then. But that's because we engage them in our own activity. So that's my little contribution. I will not take so much time in talking.
Before you, let me just quickly say something. What you said just brought to my mind what I had wanted to add. I think our children should be taught values at a very young age. Our children should know values. My son was reading a book. It's one of his favorites, Germino Stilton, and they were kissing, and so he came to me and he was like, "See what they are doing. So what do you think we should do?" We ripped out one full page of that thing because it doesn't align with our value. So if we can start there are things like we know. My son will say, "This one, it will not work in this house because my mommy will not agree." There are things that our children should know that it cannot work in this house, regardless. And I also wanted to add that I know children need internet or need information from the web. We could try giving them desktop instead of laptop. Desktop is always installed in the sitting room, so we can walk up to them when they are doing homework. It's not like laptop that when you are coming, they turn it off. Before they will carry mouse and start fighting with mouse, you would have seen the screen and see what they are doing. And like Sister said, the room should be always open, except your child is of age and need privacy. I like when Sister Mo said she doesn't look at the child's phone. I feel she's respecting the child's privacy. If by this age this girl doesn't know what she wants, there's no point. There is no point. If this age now when they follow you, you don't lose. Not be now. I had from 1 year to 18 years to install value in you. I can't start chasing you around now. I should have some trust that the work what I do, they see am for your body. So I think at that age you should leave it. Then I also had an opportunity of teaching senior secondary school on Sunday. It is the best experience I've had. Yes, it's the best experience. And a lot of them came back and they were talking. I think that class should be reformed. That class should be readdressed. These children know Bible. They learn Esau and Jacob since then small. I think that's the point we should catch them. That's the point we should talk about purity, abstinence. That's the point. They are going into university, or some of them are already in university. That's the point we'll talk about how to be distinct. That is not the point to come and be reading Esau and Jacob. I totally disagree. I stand to be corrected. I think that is the point we bring them face to reality. These boys are making money, and I know you want money. What can you do? Can you monetize your brain? Can you give value? What value is in the society? Why should you be involved in fraudster? Why can't you think of your brain? What can you impart? I think that class, that particular class, is the class to catch them. We cannot rule out the fact that we like good things. We cannot rule out the fact that we like a girl with big bum bum. We want to go to heaven, but we like the big bum bum. Can you do squats? Can you squat instead of going to do artificial? Can you squat and it brings your bum bum out? We should. Yes, now when you do this now, yes. So let's this is the time we should catch up on reality. We should stop doing like now heaven we they go, but now earth we day. We are living on this earth. People have feelings, and sometimes their feelings are valid. So we should stop hiding like I spoke to them and I felt that's the time we should catch them. You see, when people grow up, we had this the owner of Lucky Gardens. We grew up together in the same church, in the same congregation. They were zealous, all of them. They are the youngs. Their mother was here. They were zealous. If you see them, in fact, that particular person was my father's Timothy. He goes to evangelism whenever my father goes to evangelism. But none of them is in the faith. They go caught up in this jaggy in the world now. They got caught up in the life in the world. So I think we shouldn't say, and the people, no. As Christians, we could do it better. How do we do it better? I think that particular class, the church should look at their scheme and look for a way to tap into them. Because they go university. They go on. I've said it here before that when I was young, when I entered university, I go hide trouser for under my box. Go wear trouser for university. Well, maybe because I wanted to feel along. Maybe. But if somebody had said, no, you could be a fine girl without this trouser, maybe I would have stopped. I did not know I could be a fine girl without being like them. I met somebody in Asaba. She was schooling in a uni and they worship in Asaba. And she doesn't wear, somebody was not selling clothes. He said, wear this cloth, it go fit you, wear this trouser. The girl said she need to wear trouser. We not looked at her. We say you need to wear trouser. And you didn't invest. He said, because there is no point for her to wear trouser. And she is a fine girl, a very fine girl at that. So we need to build on their esteem. That's the point. We need to build on these children esteem. And what did I note down again? I think as we go on, we still have questions for the teacher. So
Just in the area of the phones, because we need to know at what age you should buy a phone for your child.
sorry, I didn't get that.
At what age you should get a phone for your child. You need to know. No, it's not a question. I'm
Okay, you
just
want to
making a
contribute.
statement.
Okay.
I'm trying to add to what you were saying about phones. Because I remember when Utibia was, I can't remember the class, but he was young. We got a phone for him, thinking we were doing something good. But one night we discovered he was chatting, talking about girlfriend. That young, he was still in JSS. Husband said, no, this boy is not ready. That was how we retrieved the phone and didn't give him a phone until he was almost with that SS2 or SS3. So you need to know. I know when I was saying I don't normally go through my daughter's phone. You need to understand your child. You know, this one, this is the direction that he or she is heading. This one, like Ikwanke, I have to. Ikwanke will wind you with the, in fact, that boy, if you don't hold him with an iron hand, he's going to go astray. So I already know that this one will extra care. So when you know the kind of child you have, you know, this is how I'm going to handle this particular child. This is how I'll handle this other one. They're not all the same. So that area of phone, you need to know when to get a phone for a child. You have discovered you've bought a phone for your child in GSS, and he or she is always going to pornography. You know that child is not ready. Immediately, immediately collect that phone. This is not the time to start preaching. What do you gain from this? Don't go to that site again. No. He is not ready for phone yet. Collect that phone. One man said he bought a phone for the daughter when she was 20. The girl did not have any phone because when he got the phone for her, he saw that she was chatting with a man who was calling her honey. He said, "What do you know that is honey?" That was how the man retrieved the phone and didn't buy one for her until she was 20. So you need to just study the kind of child you have. They are not all the same. You can buy a phone for another child who will just be so, serious with his or her studies and not allowing that phone to distract him or her. But well, I don't know about that, but all I can't say much about it. But if you have paid that, okay, I will only buy a phone for a child when he's 16 or 18. Let it be the same for all the children. Just like you said, there might be sibling rivalry. So that is just what I want to add. And then the issue of the laptop, there's something my husband set up on the, it's not really parental control. Any site the kids go to, he gets it immediately. Like Andika and Ekwanke, he set it for the two of them. Any site they go to, he gets it immediately. So you can now say, you are going to this site. So he locks it. So you can't even go to any of those sites. So you can still just set up that. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here and a privilege too. The topic very important. I give glory to the sister that did justice. That social media has come to stay, and the time we find ourselves, the time that the age that we are now, cannot do without. So I think what we owe the children, especially these young ones, constant reminding them that your destiny is in your hand. Go to the left, go to the left. Go to the right, go to the right. And we should always be real when we talk to them. Like I kept telling my children, you have hormones. Your hormones must work. Sexual hormones is natural. You cannot run away. And when it comes, there are things to do. There are things you should not do. When we even talk of social media, how about the sexuality that they don't, even when they watch or they don't watch, they do it. It's too close. It's too close. The boys, the girls, among themselves, between a lot and a whole lot. So I think yes, the social media can be controlled. But like putting the parental control and all those ones. I try, sometimes I don't know how to. I even try and I lock up and it amounted to flashing the phone. I say, we. So it's and also we. So it goes, I don't, sometimes it's traumatizing. Sometimes it's something else. But I kept trusting and believing in God. And at every point in time, I keep pleading with God to let His grace be their portion, and God should sanitize their hearts for me because you cannot see. Don't even say you monitor, you use a desktop, you cannot see. They are smarter. You use the word wise. They are smarter than you think. They are smarter than you think. Of course, most of us, we live in a place that they are the one to open the gate and the front door for you. And they sanitize themselves before you go in. So what is it? Mommy is at the gate. Pum pum, they are fed. So it's not like you can come in through the back door, you can come in through the window and catch them red-handed. It's not like that. They monitor every step you take if they want to do this bad thing. So I think at every point in time is to be real with them, is to, like we mothers, we tell them how the body is wired. Yes, at certain stage, it's faster than in our time. 8 years, 7 years. I talk to Soles about these things. Yes, your body will trigger you. That's almost that it will be, you will feel it. However, biting, however it is, please don't use your hand on yourself. It's extremely bad. Don't let any other person do it. It's extremely bad. And that's cross. We should talk, we should be real. You can't, just like what I think Sister Noja said, what our eyes cannot see will not kill us. Because if we see, if each parent venture to see everything, we will slum now. Is that bad? It's I have this trust, I have this belief that we should do our best, encourage them with the word of God, have some Bible portions that go with them, and leave the rest for God. We cannot do what we cannot do. But there are things we should do, like constant reminding them that social media has come to stay. We mothers, we know that there are so many homeworks I can't do for solace at primary 3, going to primary 4. So crafty, so difficult. Is it just born English? You look at it, even in English, I'll be looking, what is this writer talking about? So you sometimes, without this social media, without these things, you cannot help these children academically. But at the same time, the disadvantage is so much, so much. And you know these things, it has a way of enticing them. So I plead with every mother, and we should keep encouraging ourselves via this medium that we need to guide these children right, but we should be real with them. Should be real with them. Like, have you heard? Of-
All the sisters. I know I came with old, the old up is crazy outside there. But sisters, let me ask you, when we were growing up, I was open. And we behaved ourselves very well. Most of these problems that these children are having, we they, I think we get this come and acquire it. Whereas you, the parents, are even the ones responsible. Because if you see the competition outside, you know what I cannot afford. We mothers, parents, we are the ones causing problems. That's what. When we were growing up, there was no social media. Our television there was 6 o'clock. Oh, is it 10 o'clock in the evening, in the night? But now television is morning to morning, morning to morning, morning to morning. Then you go school, you leave them to themselves. I want I became to get this. What of competition? My papa get this car, your papa not get it. My papa get this house, your papa not get it. Is that what you should teach your children? Lots of the way we treat ourselves, the way we treat our children, distance. When you talk to these children, if look inward, it's from you.
Okay, so we take questions. Does anybody have a concern that the teacher needs to be addressed? A teacher, when my child is beginning to have esteem issue because they are calling out Ole Ole, what do you advise? What do you advise? When it's beginning to affect her esteem because she's been left out. Thank you very much. I will continue to talk to her. I'll continue to talk to him. I'll not be tired. Joshua chapter 1, verse 8. Let me. So when I do something, call me Holy Holy, I'll first of all look at life. How is your own life? You that you're. So there are times I tell my children, you know this issue of this trolley bag thing. When trolley bag was like the order of the day. And then my son came back home. Then they were in their former school and said they needed a trolley bag. Why? Gave his reason. Because other children were using trolley bag. You know what my husband and I did? Also say, because you said other children are using it, you will not have it. It's not because we cannot afford trolley bag. So you must learn to be distinct in this world we are living. We must be intentional about our Christian living. We must teach them to meditate on the word of God there. And there are many passages. I don't know the one that will suit every house. For my house, Joshua made this pronouncement. As for me and my family, will do what? Serve the Lord. So it depends on your family. If your friend comes to you and say, I want trolley bag because these people are having. That is man. But as for me, I will not buy because that is your reason. And to me, that reason is not genuine enough. But if you say, this my bag is paining my back or something, now they have a trolley bag because they have more books. They have, I don't know, those fight, so now they have trolley bag. But then when they were requesting for trolley bag was because of them. There are so many coaches out there. I think that's blessing. See you relationship. So when how do we position ourselves? Because we also need to. We cannot just be in the corner and people are advising us and advising. How do we position ourselves so we also people come to seek our counsel? I want to the Bible says we are in the world, right? We live, right? We live in the world, but we are not of this world. Sorry, before I answer your question, you said something about, when you were talking, you said something about everybody like big bomb bomb, right? No, you said people, okay, who are the people? Sorry if I'll ask you. Is it men or women now?
Who they tension?
Women.
Now women
Thank
they
you.
tension themselves.
Good. It's women. We are the ones fighting ourselves. Because is it all men that marry people who are big bomb bomb?
No.
When a man is marrying, I think you see him marry a very slim lady. So now, just as now women, now we they torture ourselves. Live. Eh? No, some men, yes, some men. Some men, yes, I agree. But if you don't have the big bum bum, will you go and kill yourself? You will not kill yourself. That is where contentment comes in. Yes, come. And then she talked about squatting. When you squat, you do, she said exercise. And Sister Ebon was surprised, like, there are exercises when you squat like this, but it's not easy. It's not easy.
That's why they go for the.
It's not easy. Yeah, that is to bring your butt.
You don't tell us say they like big bomb bomb now.
But again, let me say something. I just want to say something. At the end of the day, when we are doing all these things, do we balance it with our Christian life? Or we are just concerned about the physical? Everything, bum, 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 bum. What is it now? Do we read? Do we have time to study the word of God? The Bible says we should study to show ourselves approved. I'm not saying, please, it's me too, I love shape. I also love to have moderate shape. But what I'm saying is this. We should not just be too concerned about bum, 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 bum. You do the exercise. Some people will do and do and do. The bum, bum will not come. Now, you talked about Blessing CEO, a relationship therapist, advising ladies to go and if you have any issues about relationship, go and meet her. But in this case, it wasn't Blessing that said, another lady, I've forgotten her name. She said that that young ladies come to meet her. That they tell her that that you should sample men before you marry them. Sample different men. That because some men are impotent, they cannot perform. That some people are complaining that they married their husbands and that those men, they cannot perform. So now she was saying that fact, she was even using for saying that, please, ladies should go ahead and sample men. Who are you, human being, to speak when God is telling us that communication is a sin? So, to me, it's very simple. I'll just open the scripture and show my children. Do you want to follow me? Okay. How do we use? Okay, number one, you said something. I want to go back to what you said. How can if I understand you clearly, how can Papa come and meet me, right? I have to make myself approachable first. But before she comes to me, what is her mother doing? I know that there are times where children, apart from their mother, they also want to hear somebody's opinion, right? Yes, it is okay. For our prayer, when let's say Sister Ever, probably she has brought up her children in a way that they should fear the Lord. Of course, she will let children know when mommy is a sincere person. So the first thing this lady will do is to also size me. This person. Let me walk up to her. I think number one, I just have to be approachable. And then she comes to me, then I give her that. Because when she bottles the things, of course, mother, we also have our duty. We have a lot. We have to talk to her. It's by talking because before she comes to me, if you make your children your friend, they don't even necessarily have to come to me. What do you think? Somebody told me, you also do. Maybe they've seen that particular time. That's why they like that. And then because she might not know much, but she has no physical we should we are more important than both of those. So if you have any issue, don't escalate any of it at the end of it. Have any issue, don't forget that sister, this is available. All the sisters are available and they will give you listening ear. And then within us, let's not be in a hurry not to respond to their and then don't expose them. Don't expose them. Because by the time you end up exposing them, they will withdraw. When they now have issue maybe in university and they are holiday, they should have related to it, they will not. But they are afraid that this issue that I'm related to, maybe by the time that I will hear it from C, not even B. I will hear it from C. So meaning that it has gone wrong, and that child will now start feeling a sign of withdrawal, even in coming for programs. So
So we should learn how to cancel. Not everybody is a cancel. Everybody has that. Yes, to cancel other people. So, but we should learn it. We should learn it and let's encourage them. They can come up and tell us, oh, I saw something. Don't tell your mom. I saw something coming out. Just let me. I will advise you. Then get a solution. Some children will see something in their menstruation, they won't say it. And something maybe is signifying one thing or the other, they will carry it. Tell anyone. Or someone is living in this congregation, a brother is disturbing you seriously. Tell someone else. Don't tell your mom. We have a lot of brothers here. And let all of us have those them when they get the word. Maybe if we not
She has actually said most of the things I wanted to say. First of all, that is when the training is encompassing. Because some of our girls, like me personally, growing up, I was a very shy person. I'm very reserved. So you hardly see me coming to ask you for an advice or seeking for your advice. But if there is a platform, like you were talking about their classes, that's the higher secondary, so you give them that training, is good because the first lesson I learned about growing up is when I was watching this. Do you know? There was a program like that. This Jennifer, that was where she started. I need to know. Very good. So we learned so many things from there. We talk about boyfriend, girlfriend, all those things. Those are the things. That's the training. So if some of the girls or a child, we have some things, but we don't know how to say it. But we will be freer with some people. And still depends on the mother or the sister, because they need to know the Jennifer's mother, the parents, the family, the good, they're listening to her. So when her friends in school complains to her, she will even bring them, come to the house, talk to her mother. Her mother will not advise her, go and talk to your friend. So that's why this home, they say charity begins at home. We should please try our best possible to train our girls' child, even the boys. Secret court, secret society, everywhere is there. So we should train them so that they will help us. So when the light is out there, they can help us to, they will shine, and others will see it and trace their footsteps back to our homes. Thank you.
Good morning, my beloved sisters. Sorry for coming. I missed the lesson, but from your contributions, I understand it very well. The area I want to point out is that we are learning every day. Even today, some of us, mommy, grandma, I learned from somewhere, from what you are, all your contributions. The area I want to say something is the area of leaving mommy to ask for another mommy in the church for solution or counseling. Please, we mothers, make friends with your children. At times we attach so much importance to the girl's child more than the male child. But with the girl child being your daughter, don't be so harsh to the point that she cannot come to you and disclose things to you. Make friends with your mothers. Young girls, make friends with your mothers. Don't hide anything from your mother. And if a mother is harsh, your girl will not come to you. So please, when we correct them with one hand, we draw them back so that they can disclose things to us. It would be too bad for a mother that children are looking up to. You are there, and your child is shy to come to you, to tell you, or scared to come to you. Because I remember when we had a program here in the church, there was a sister that had she was the one to teach that day, and she did not, whether her tie or she did not dress very well with what they because we asked her, Sister, why don't you're supposed to tell your girls to take you with me? And when the girls came, they say, why did you allow your mother to come like that with you? Say, let her come. She thought that she knows more than everybody. Because maybe the harshness was there. These children was not close to her, and they maybe allow her to go to church or to come to this program like that. Please let us make friends with our children. Let us be close to them, even if they do what is bad. When you correct them, draw them back to yourself. God will help us in Jesus' name.
Thank you very much for your contributions. Unfortunately, most people came late. So we started late. We started around 10. And then we still have some, sorry? By 10, yes. We're supposed to start by 9, but we started by 10. So now we've hammered on our children. Now I want to ask mothers this sincere question, or question, whichever. Mothers, is it wrong to watch pornographic movies? God bless you. You have answered my question. Because I hear some mothers say you learn from it. And what I want to say is, will you have a daughter and your daughter will act pornography movie and you go and sit and be learning from your daughter? God bless you all. Thank you. You've answered my question. Thank you.
The devil is not happy that our children are growing up as planned. The devil's aim is to destroy that happiness, to cause us misery. So, if that is the devil's plan, we should try to outsmart this devil. We should shine our eye and we should be vigilant. Thank you, everybody. At this time, we'll call the song leader, give us a song. Then, Mommy P will pray, committing our children into God's hands, that we will not labor in vain. No. This labor we are laboring, we shall bear fruit and we will reap the fruit. Song leader is on. Grace to follow. Your grace is enough for me. Give me grace to follow. Abundant grace to follow. Sufficient grace to follow. Your grace is enough for me. Keep me fit in thy kingdom. Keep me fit in thy kingdom. Keep me fit in thy kingdom till I reach the goal. Oh Lord, keep me fit in thy kingdom. Keep me fit in thy kingdom. Keep me fit in thy kingdom till I reach the goal. Oh Lord, keep me fit in thy kingdom. Keep me fit in thy kingdom. Keep me fit in thy kingdom till I reach the goal. We are going to stand because since we came here, we have been sitting down. Let's sing by standing. Ancient word. Bro, Eric, please help us. Only the first stanza. Are you there? Okay. Okay. Only the first time. Okay. Holy One, long preserve for our walk in this world. There is sound with God's on earth. Oh, let the ancient words impart. Words of life, words of hope, give us strength, help us hope. In this world, where we roam, ancient word will guide us home. Ancient words ever true, changing me and changing you. We have come with open hearts. Oh, let the ancient words impart. Thank you. Let us sit down.
That's when prayers. Most High God in the highest above. The God who created heaven and earth and everything in it. The omniscient God, omnipotent God, and omnipresent God. The God who created us in your own image. We are indeed very grateful unto you that through your Son Jesus Christ, you draw us nearer to you. Through him you show us the way of salvation. Through him we have the establishment of the church. And through church, your manifold wisdom has been revealed to us. For sisters, your daughters have gathered this day at your feet to listen to your word, undiluted word that will help us to live in this sinful world. Because you have told us in Romans 12 that we are in this world, but we're supposed not to practice most things of this world. And that is why we gather this day, Almighty Father. Your daughter has given us, even with all the contributions, how our children should go in this sinful world. Even we mothers, even we aunties, that the social media has come to stay, to destroy this world. And you made us to understand that we are here and we should not copy them. Rather, Almighty Father, let us learn from your word every moment. Let us learn from your word and live by the word, so that it shall be well with us. So that that prepared place that we have made for us will contain us. Let us not follow the multitude to do wrong. Let us not follow the path of the world, the social media that will take us to hellfire. We know there are some things that are good, if not some. The phone has come so that we have informations, good information, things that will make us to be able to live right. Because we see that we were in darkness when there was no phone all around. Some of us have suffered in writing letters. Before you see the reply of a letter, it will take a week, some 2 weeks. But with the phone, we can communicate, even as far as our homes, out of this country, we can communicate. We can communicate with our parents, our children, wherever they are, even in a second. This is a good thing that is good for us. It gives us peace. But social media put so many in their platform. I want to destroy the life of my children, even the life of the mothers. King of glory, Lord of Lord, have mercy upon us. That with the word of this day will change us, will amend our ways. It's not so many everything that we see in the social media that we will practice or we will learn. Father, please show us mercy. Have mercy upon us. We will live in this world and know that one day we will leave this world to come to you. The prepared places for prepared people. While we are here on earth, we have to prepare to live right so that we will be able to be with you. Have mercy upon us, Almighty Father, and do beyond our expectations. For in Jesus' mighty name we have prayed. Amen.
At this point, we'll call Sister Chinyeumo to come and lead us in the prayer session. Please, the time is well spent already. If you are called to pray, I beg, in an verse, just make them brief. Anybody she calls out to pray, just make it brief.
Leave it there. Leave it there. Take your problems to the Lord and leave it there.
Leave it there.
He will surely deliver you
When you put your trust in Him,
Take your problems to the Lord and leave it there. Leave it there.
leave it there.
Leave it there.
there.
Take your problems to the Lord and
And
leave it
leave
there.
it there.
He will surely
Deliver you when you put your trust in Him. Take your problems to the Lord and leave it there.
Good morning once again, sisters. This is now the sweet hour of prayer. So we don't want to waste any more time. Let us go straight to Thanksgiving. Sister Buki Azaka, you will be the one to handle the prayer for Thanksgiving. We're going to thank God for all He has done for us as a group here and individually, what He has done in our families, and what He has done in our country. In spite of all that is happening, we are still alive, we are healthy, and we're able to attend today's program. And we also thank God for unanswered prayers, because that is one area that we don't normally thank God for. We only thank God when He has answered our prayer, but we want to thank God for all those prayers we've been praying, and we are yet to receive response from Him. So let us pray.
Let us pray. Most High and everlasting Father, we thank you for everything you've done for us. We thank you for making it possible for us to be gathered in your presence this morning. We give you all the glory, all the honor, and all the adoration. We thank you for allowing us to be able to leave our various businesses this morning to come and listen. Come and